And so some people argue that time is a construct. How do you respond to that?
Well, that's complicated because it's a construct for the way the brain works and processes sensory information. We only exist in a very brief span of moments called now. Now is something that you're experiencing right now. It's the sensory inputs, coming into your consciousness over a span of about 1 to 2 seconds. You have a sense that there's a continuity of time because you remember what happened in the previous few seconds, and your brain is rapidly computing what's likely to happen in the next few seconds. It does that for survival, right? Trying to keep us alive by anticipating what's going to happen next. And so in our present moment, we have information that the brain creates about the immediate future and about the immediate past through memories. And so we have this sense internally that time is a continuous thing, right? And in a sense, it is a construct. It's this particular kind of time, subjective time, is a mental construct, okay? But as scientists, as human beings, we see that there surely is something that goes on outside the human brain. And we call this, time as well. And that's where we have problems, because I'm giving you a very long-winded answer. And we should probably cut this up into little pieces to make it more digestible.
Sure.
Yeah. So, talked about subjective time. That's something that the brain creates. And that's very malleable. It's subject to biases. It's subject to, what things you're paying attention to in a particular moment. It's subject to your particular state of excitement, arousal. You've often heard that, as you get older, time seems to speed up, and for little kids, time seems to slow down. And when you're in the middle of an accident, time seems to freeze in slow motion and all of this. Well, that's all subjective time. That's the brain playing around with itself. But in physics, we have a distinction that we make when it comes to this thing that we call time. We talk about proper time in relativity. That's the thing that you're measuring on the wristwatch that you're carrying, okay? And everything in your immediate vicinity operates according to a sequence that is represented by what you see on your wristwatch. All right, if you drop a hammer, whatever, those physical things going on within your immediate vicinity are matched by changes in what your wristwatch is saying. The difficulty is when you try to construct what's going on elsewhere that's far removed from where your wristwatch is. This is called proper time. Everybody has their own proper time. My proper time is different than yours. My proper time is different than somebody sitting right next to me, okay? Even though our wristwatches might look identical, they might show the same numbers, if you take that interval down 15 decimal places, that person's watch is out of sync with mine. And in relativity, that's because they are located in a different place in space. They're feeling a slightly different gravitational field. They might be in motion. Their arm might be jiggling back and forth as they're reading their watch. All of these things come to play when we're talking about a universal time and why there is no such thing as a universal time. There is only these innumerable proper times that all the different particles of matter in the universe experience on their local clocks, okay? And furthermore, there is no way you can synchronize these clocks because everything is in motion, everything is in a different place in space, and there is no method that you can use where you can synchronize proper times that are far flung from each other. All right. And so that's what makes our universe very different than Newton's universe. Newton thought that there was a cosmic time. There was this master clock in the universe that ticked off the seconds. There's a rigorous structure to space, which is independent of us. And that's not how it works at all. Relativity says the real world is nothing like that. And so when we try to think of what time is, it's not the kind of time that we've been taught, instinctively as creatures living on the surface of a planet. It's a very different thing. And we're only now beginning to understand how to think about it in a productive way. So that in a nutshell is the dilemma that we have.